All right, everybody, welcome out to the Log Room Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, March the 15th, 2022. Jersey Johnny coming at you. And with me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai. Say hello, Mr. Samurai. Or mumble hello, Mr. Samurai.
Oh, no, that's just too good to talk for.
What the hell are you eating?
It's a blueberry crumb pie from Delicious Orchards.
Blueberry crumb pie from Delicious Orchards. That's a good piece of dessert right there.
Yeah, if you fans of Source Brewing, if you've not gone next door to Delicious Orchards, one, you didn't grow up in Monmouth County, for one, because that's an establishment, and two, you do yourself a favor. No, actually, don't go there.
More pie for you.
Oh, and cider donuts.
And cider donuts are great.
Oh, don't forget the cider donuts.
There you go. Doug Smith weighed in already. He said Joe.
Joe. Hi, Joe.
Well, J-O. Maybe he called you a jerk off? I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. I've been called worse.
This is true. By yourself, actually.
Yes.
You know, I'm sure he meant something else. I'm sure he didn't mean that.
I think he probably meant yo.
I'm sure he meant yo. Yes.
He probably meant yo.
I was just calling you a jerk.
Maybe that was the Spanish version of yo.
True, with the for the J. You know,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
I actually have someone who worked for me, who pronounced my hometown as. Actually, J would be more of an H because you pronounce it as Haxon.
Ah, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Haxon. Right. J would be what? The J sound be two L's.
No, two L's is a y. Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess J is J.
Here he goes. Here you go.
Hmm?
I guess he clicked it in mistake. He was typing Johnny with the Guinness shirt. Love it. There you go.
Ah,
Thank you, Doug. I knew it was something else. I was just calling David Jerkoff. That's all.
that's okay. He's called me worse too.
There you go. In any event, what else is today? Well, is today National Blueberry Crumb Pie Day?
No, it's not.
No.
It's National Peanut Day today.
National Peanut Day. Hence why I'm eating peanuts right here.
So Johnny's going to eat the peanuts.
I'll eat the peanuts today.
I mean, we've got some peanuts, but they're it's the kick your ass peanuts.
No,
And you know I love the heat, but I just not tonight.
but you're gonna stay out of the kitchen tonight.
And they've also been I think they've been sitting there since Christmas. So
they fermented a little bit. They're even hotter.
possibly sometimes heat just fades though.
This is true. So stay until next Christmas and see how hot they aren't then.
Yeah. Oh, and anybody who's a Fairly Odd Parents fan, it is Denzel Crocker Day today.
Fair enough.
So celebrate as you will.
There you go.
But yesterday was a fun day. The reason I'm eating the pie.
I was going to say we have a couple of Fairly Odd Parents right here on the show, me and you. So.
More than Fairly Odd. But yesterday was National Pie Day.
National Pie Day, hence why you're eating the pie.
Had to get pie for Pie Day.
Exactly.
And there was actually
folks, it's not National Pie Day, P-I-E Day. It's National Pie Day. You want to recite it?
3.14 and a whole bunch of other shit.
There you go. See, you have me going. I was like, is he going to do it? You know,
0.146. No,
there's 3.14153, and then I stop. I'm done. I can get to the. I can get to that one. That's it.
But Pie Day is usually celebrated with people eating pie anyway.
Sure.
Knows the number.
Of course, it's not like National Pie Day. People walk around just reciting pie all day.
Oh God, that would be awful.
Or doing calculus. It's not, you know.
More. I think it would go more with trigonometry.
Trigonometry 601. There you go.
So, there's another. Every time it's Pie Day, it's also another day.
This is true.
Right.
It is another day. I think a steak is involved with that.
Yeah, every March 14th is steak and a blowjob day.
I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, I know you were going to say it. That's why I said it.
I wasn't going to say it.
He'll say jerk off, but not blowjob.
Right.
Okay, that's
Exactly.
fine. That's fair.
Listen, jerk off.
Yeah, go play yourself.
Yeah.
Annie,
No, that's a beer from Icarus and Bolero. Oh no, I think I just blew myself. That's
Oh yes, I think I just blew myself. That's what I was. But but John and I had talked about that particular day, and we do agree it's kind of inequitable. There needs to be another day out there, and we thought, what?
Taco Tuesday.
No, every Tuesday?
No,
Probably not.
Different. No.
No, thought about chow down and go down day, but that could be. But I think that's for both sides.
True.
Right?
True.
There you go.
That's a fairly equitable day.
Yeah.
There you go.
So maybe we change the name.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just create another day.
So we'll just create another day. We can do that. We have the power.
We can do that. But we can.
See, he actually makes the list of all the days. You think
I don't make up all the days. Some of them I do. National Bring Your Flask to Work Day I made up.
That's a good day.
That's a damn good
I enjoy
day.
that day.
Yes.
I enjoy that day.
National Destroy a Stress Ball Day I made up.
You know what day I really like? National Drink Beer at Work Day.
I don't think that's been assigned yet. I think that's
limited to brewers though, right?
Brewers don't drink all that much.
It's limited to
sales guys.
Limited to brewery sales guys.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's the liquor sales guy.
There you go.
So,
it's not even liquor sales guys. I've known a lot of liquor sales guys. I've known a few liquor sales guys that don't drink at all. Like not even while they're working. Just like not at all. They don't drink, and they're in liquor sales.
Well, that's interesting. How do you sell a product that you don't use?
They fake it really well. But yeah, mind you, not many. I've known like one or two, but I've known a couple that actually don't drink at all. I know a couple of beer sales reps that don't drink.
Really?
Yep.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's lost its interest though. We got to move on. We got to bring the guest on.
Let's bring the guest on.
Let's bring the guest on.
All right.
Who's our guest today?
You and I.
What? You and I?
Actually.
Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
There you go. You had to play it.
Yeah. Look, I didn't have that queued up.
It was you whispered it to Siri without anybody seeing. Play this right now.
No, I'm not Apple.
You're not an Apple. You're not an Apple guy. No. All right, you whispered it to Alexa or Cortina or whoever the other one is on.
No, it's what is it on Samsung?
Alexa. No.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't know.
It could be Cortina. It's either Alexa or Cortina.
I don't use it anymore.
Well, anyway, in that case, folks, it's just Dave and I tonight. We're gonna give you some take on a few things that we've been bitching about and waxing nostalgic about and talking about for the last couple of weeks. But we had guests on, so we didn't really want to take a lot of time to talk about this stuff while the guest was on. When the guest's on, it's mostly about them. And if it can come up in normal conversation with the guest, by all means, we have at it. But there's a few things that we wanted to discuss, and kind of plus there's a little St. Patrick's Day coming up, and unless we're getting somebody from Guinness on, we're not really talking St. Patrick's Day. So we figured, this is the week to do this. So,
but we're wearing our green.
We're in our green.
Johnny went with the Guinness.
I went with Guinness, and the hat is Guinness as well.
I had to go. I had to go the carton for two reasons. I like the green color, but I also like the orange because technically my family's from Northern Ireland. Mm-hmm. So I had to put a little orange in there.
Put a little orange in there.
Put a little orange in there.
There you go. I actually have an interesting. This is an interesting cap too, by the way.
How interesting is it?
It's actually an opener right here. So my second beer will be a bottle. I will not use my church.
Speaking of, we haven't opened a damn beer.
We haven't opened a beer yet. No.
Damn it!
You've been eating your pie.
I finished.
Hey, wait a minute. Maybe that's the day. No, never mind.
No. That's the day for contortionists.
There you go. What the hell are you doing?
I'm trying to get the beer out of the fridge. There we go.
Is it stuck?
It's stuck. Yeah, no. All this freaking talk about was taking a blowjob in day and all that. I need a cold shower.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have a cold shower.
A cold shower. There you go. All right.
You see what I did there? You see what I did there? Yeah. Okay. Nice.
There you go.
So this is actually my first time having it, so I don't know.
I was actually going to go up and pick up a 4-pack or two the other day when they released it. It was last week's release, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But sadly I did not get up there. But I might actually take a ride up this weekend.
So anybody? I mean, how many guys have showered in the ale? I'm showered in the ale? No, this is shower ale. Have drank beer in the shower.
I've showered in the ale.
It sounds like an Irish. It's an Irish song. Showering in the ale.
Shower in the ale. It's like Farmer Nadell. Shower in the ale.
We're bringing in the sheaves. It's like a hymn.
There you go.
Church hymn. Shower in the ale. Mm-hmm. So a lot of guys have probably taken a beer into the shower.
Absolutely.
You just keep it out of over the flow so it doesn't get too watered down.
Well, luckily, right out just outside of my shower, there's a shelf. Literally, right, open the curtain just a little bit. Boom, there's a shelf right there. Perfect spot for it.
Well, if you got a shelf in the corner by the faucet,
It's beyond
That's,
the.
that's not going to get hit by the water.
Yeah.
So that's a
Plenty
perfect
of
place for it.
But yes, I quite frequently have a shower beer. So
If you've, I love the label on this.
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can see this, but you've got one chubby dude in the shower and a guy with a beer paddle,
Right.
sneaking up on him.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some shenanigans.
Well, a couple of shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So it's a proper crispy Kolsch style ale of crockery malts and spicy Tettinger hops to wash away work.
There you go. That's always a good thing to wash away.
I may eat about 3 of these.
Unless your work is beer, then it's kind of hard to wash away with beer. So, true. I'm going to kind of go the opposite way of you for my first beer.
You're going to get dirty?
Yeah, I'm going to roll around in the mud for a while. Yeah. I'm actually going to drink a Tin Barn Juice Comet. It's an 8.5% New England IPA. I'm starting with an 8.5% New England IPA. My second beer is lower, but it's a big stout. It's not as high in ABV, but I wanted the stout later because it's almost a dessert thing. So you'll see what I mean. But
yeah, so the 2 beers that I have are kind of lower, so I may have to do something towards the end of the show to catch up to you.
I have a feeling you would.
Uh-huh.
So, but in any event, so this is Tin Barn Juice Comets New England Double IPA. Pours really nice. I was gifted this by one of our producers.
Yes, I know of someone who did the tour up there.
Well,
Probably a bad place to put that. That would be Mr. Potensky.
That would be Mr. Potensky.
Or Shark Boy.
Mm-hmm. So, let me get the cursory picture.
So, not cursory. We've been through this.
I know. I say it all the time.
Yeah, so we've got Matt doing research right now to figure out if a shark plays a harmonica in its mouth or in its gills.
Yes, we do. Cheers, by the way.
Cheers.
Cheers. Or this week, Sláinte.
Sláinte. Prost.
You're a prost.
For people who were watching a few shows back, if you've got Google Translate, put in detect language and put in Prost and translate it to English, and it comes up as Romanian for dumbass.
For dumbass, yeah.
So saying Prost, Prost, you're bilingually cheering a dumbass.
This is quite tasty.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm getting a lot of peach.
That's probably good. Doesn't say there's peach in it.
Doesn't say there's peach in it. No, I don't think there's any peach in it. But
I thought you should bring up peach. My next quaff has peach in it.
There you go. Maybe I should have waited, or maybe you could just drink that one really fast. It is a shower beer after all.
It is a shower beer.
How long do you take to drink a shower bear? Yeah.
As long as it takes you to shower.
Well, that's true too. If you're taking a long shower, then. So anyway, it's good to talk.
Good talking. So the thing we've been bitching about.
Let's talk about the bitching part first.
Let's start with the bitching part. This was a couple Fridays ago, a week and a half ago.
Yep.
And had an impromptu meeting in Brooklyn because Johnny and the aforementioned Matt were down at Strong Rope doing some brewing for Coastal Brew Works, which you've probably heard about them. It's a new brewery that's coming up in Wall, Johnny and Matt. So they were doing some brewing there. That'd be your first batch, right?
Yeah, well, that was actually more of a collab kind of a thing. We were just checking out some equipment and stuff like that.
So you can't brew. You're not technically allowed to brew yet. You can watch people brew.
Yeah. The first batch will be in April.
Cool.
And will be available in May. But don't worry, there'll be more where that came from. I'll talk about that then. So.
And now, speaking of Prost, I'm going to put the comment on.
Here we go. Cheers, Brian.
Prost.
Sláinte. Chindan. Chin.
But, so Brian and I met up. We went to Grimm. Then Johnny and Matt showed up. Then James Harris showed up. Carrie showed up. And we started off at Grimm. We went up to Interboro, saw Jesse. And then we grabbed a bite to eat. And then the sadness hit.
Very much.
We walked into one of our favorite watering holes on the planet.
On the planet. Not just in Brooklyn. Not even in the United States. On the planet.
Not that I've got a lot of United States experience, mind you.
A little bit here and there. But...
Yeah, a little bit. We went to Spite and Dive. So excited. It was actually Matt Potensky's first time at Spite and Dive, believe it or not, ever.
And it's the first time that I was in Spite and Dive since the last time I was there now. Since
that checks out.
Right. Since you and I were there.
Yep.
The day we were there after we left Muggs, Muggs' last day, they were open. Their last day of business.
With the third member of Coastal Brew Works.
James,
who's the silent partner. Mostly silent partner.
Mm-hmm.
And
slugs every now and then.
Occasionally. And I'll have a beer every now and then.
Every now and then.
He'll
have a thought here and there.
That's not actually sarcastic, folks. He just will have a beer every now and then.
Will just have a beer every now and then.
That was just straight up fact.
Yeah, very important member, but
so we're excited to have Matt there. It's like, oh, here you go. You got to check out the boards, read every single truck board that's up there. Make sure you check it out. Get the bottle list. Get the binder with the bottle list. And then we get there, and what do we see, Johnny?
I hate to say it, but this is what we say.
He's got the picture all that. And for those who are listening and not watching, all the chalkboards are gone. The slicer is gone. Where is it? I don't know. It looks like it might still be down there. I didn't look for it. But the chalkboards are gone.
There.
What's it there?
Yeah.
The chalkboards are gone, and what you're looking at here is just shelf upon shelf upon shelf of Amaro.
Many bottles of Amaro. And insane. I don't, you know what?
We don't have anything against Amaro.
None. I love Amaro. I actually really do. But you don't, first of all, number one, I honestly do not need an entire bar full of Amaro. That's all it's an Amaro bar. That's number one. And number two, don't take away the best bar in the world for what it does to open an Amaro bar.
And that's what the owner did.
Without reason, other than whim.
Well, he may have reason. He may have done research. He may know
Brian
something.
Brian said John's all choked up over it. I was, actually.
He was choking on a peanut. But
I was actually choking on a peanut, but it makes it worked. It worked.
It was good timing.
And Brian said R.I.P. for Spite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
not yet. Let's reserve that R.I.P.
Yeah. Our job is to what's the correct word?
Salvage, resuscitate,
resurrect.
Is there a verb for renaissance? Renaissanciate? No, I don't know. We'll make one up.
Joe Granat, which bar is this? Joe, that would be Spite and Dive.
Revive. Revive will work.
Revive will work. Brian said revive, yes.
So we're starting a Crusades Insensitive nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't really say that. Well, I mean, but it's the crusade of sorts. We're actually gonna build a mini little website, and we're gonna start Facebook and Instagram for it, and just what's that? Sad face from Joe. Yes.
Yeah, he gets it.
And start Facebook and Instagram, and just go to town and basically, bash the owner.
No, let's not bash.
I don't want to. Not bash the owner. Bash what
bash the decision.
Bash the decision. Bash the decision. That's what I meant, really. Bash the owner's decision to do that, because as Dave was saying before, some of the bartenders were not happy about that. It was all his doing. He woke up one day. I mean, granted, they were closed for over a year and a half. They closed in March of 2020 for the pandemic, and they didn't open again until last October. So there was a lot of business loss in that time period. But they've been there a long time, well over 20 years. And for them to they literally had. If you've been to Spite and Dive, you know what we're talking about. We don't need to tell you. But if you haven't been to Spite and Dive, if you never went to what was Spite and Dive, it was the best at what it did. It had their bottle list went on forever. If you've been in Navari Res in Portland, it beats Navari Res, or it did beat Navari Res.
Monk's Cafe,
same thing.
In Philly, for our South Jersey listeners.
Right, exactly. There you go. It was that, but even on another level. And I mean, you'd be remiss if you didn't find bottles that were 15 years old and well cellared and amazing. And
three penny tap room might be a good equivalent, but still.
Yeah. It's just a shame that he just decided that, okay, he's going to open back up again. He's going to make it a Amaro bar. He likes Amaro. He's going to make it a Amaro bar. Okay, well, you know what? And there were people in there drinking it. I mean, there were locals that were
There was
You know, and
there was a gaggle of millennial girls
yeah,
at the bar.
and look,
Feet up on the bar.
feet up on the bar,
Yeah.
and look, not that there's anything wrong with it, because everybody's going to
Yeah.
imbibe, everybody's going to enjoy, and the more people that are into, craft beer and even spirits and anything else, it's a good thing, right? You don't just want old fuddy duddies and that's it, and I'm not calling us old fuddy duddies, but
Well, we are.
But in any event, my point being, it's just a bunch of people that enjoy Amaro. And again, while that's a good thing, how about not there? Or how about start out with some Amaros, but keep what Spite Devil was there? If you want to open an Amaro bar, open another bar. There's other properties. You do have. I mean, the owner of Spite and Devil, he owns several businesses. Open another Amaro bar, or somewhere else. What that was. And I'm not just saying it because I loved it and nobody else did. It was the best at what it did, where it was, and better than pretty much any other bar of its kind, of its ilk, if you will, anywhere else, as far as I'm concerned, that I've been, and certainly that I've heard a lot of people have been. It's just a shame that what they did, and we're going to try and work on it.
Yep, we're going to try to work on it, and we're trying to get enough support to change the owner's mind, to make him see the error of his ways, and see if we can't bring Spite and Dival back to what it was. Because Mike, I've got a question. What happened to all the beer?
I don't know. Did he have one big bottle share during the pandemic?
I don't know. Because if that's all gone, then he would have to rebuild. It'll take some time. Now, don't get us wrong. They still have 10 taps?
They had 8, I believe 8 taps.
No, it's 10. No, there was 10. There was 10. Pat, put the photo up again. We'll see. We can count. I think we can count. Even though we're not allowed to do math on the show, I think we're allowed to count. It's off. It's off the.
It's off. Yeah. It's yeah.
Anyway,
it's where your arm is coming out of that. That's where the taps are.
Right about here.
Right. Exactly.
Right there is where the taps are. But I'm pretty certain there were 10, and they did a nice job with those 10.
But here's the thing: there's not the bottle list they did have, which was very, very small compared to what literally it was probably 1/20th or less of what the bottle list was. All right. The bottle list they had, there was nothing wrong with it. And the taps that they had, there was nothing wrong with them either. However, the problem is it wasn't anything that you couldn't get in another really good beer bar.
This is true.
There are other really good beer bars around. Now, Augers Well, we go, we preach about in the East Village on St. Mark's. As is. There's a lot of other bars. So these other, top tier, if you will, craft beer bars in New York, this list is while good, not anything you couldn't get in any of those bars. Yep. The list that Spite and Devil used to have, and the beers they used to even bring in and put on tap, blew them away. You weren't finding them anywhere else in the city,
no,
or a lot of places in New Jersey or New Jersey in the United States, really.
The closest you can get in Brooklyn would probably be Torst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Torst did up a lot of stuff, but they didn't have any bottles. It was all taps.
Yeah, it was all taps.
So, but. I got another comment. Jason Chow said, "Wish I went there." Yeah, bud. I wish you did too.
Yeah, you were there with us once.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the 50th birthday crawl.
Okay. Did he peel off before he went there?
No, he was there. No, he was there until I left.
Okay.
We were on the same train.
Okay, fair enough. And then you were there.
Yes, he was
there.
there.
Jason, you were there. Yeah.
But when maybe he's implying more than once. Maybe meant on a regular basis.
On a regular basis, this is true.
So I'm gonna go some peach here. The shower's over. I'm gonna do some Melavino draft mead. This is Sticks and Stones, 6% draft mead. This is just a beautiful rendition of the peach mead.
Very nice.
The smell of this is amazing.
Does it smell like peaches?
It smells a lot like peaches.
There you go.
A little bit of vanilla, touch of cinnamon in.
Cinnamon in?
Yep.
There you go. Doug Smith just put up a comment. I feel your pain. When the Brick Cellar in D.C. closed and rebranded, it was all but a shell of what it once was. Yep.
Brick Cellar is another good example of, if you've been to these kind of places, Spite and Dive is still better than all of them.
Mm-hmm. It was just that much better than these places. While these places are amazing, and I wouldn't shake a stick at going to any of them. Turn my nose up at going to any of them. But Spite and Devil was just that next level up, and it's just, I can't explain. it's gone. It's
it's a punch to the gut.
It is. It really is.
So
and a shame.
So look for anything. Watch the look for the Lager Room guys putting some stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
we'll share all of this. We'll share the pages that we put up on the Facebook and Instagram. We'll share them on Facebook and Instagram and that.
Yeah.
And we'll get that going.
Got to create a hashtag.
Oh yeah.
Revive the Dival.
Revive the Dival.
We need a Dival revival.
A Dival revival.
REVYVUL.
There you go. Revival. Dival revival.
No, UV. No, I'm sorry. We'll figure out.
We'll figure it out. But in any event, it'll be all over this, and we'll say it again on the show too. But But yeah, check it out, and yeah, the more we get the word out there, you know what? I mean, what are the odds of him actually saying, okay, well, I spent $50,000 to make this in a Amaro bar. Let me just go back to what it was, just because we're doing this. I mean, slim to none, but we got to give it a shot.
Yep, we've got to try.
We got to try. Can't just sit by and let this atrocity.
We will not sit by idly.
No, we will not. So, all right, let's talk about some fun things.
Fun stuff.
Let's talk about a little fun stuff.
Have you done any fun stuff recently, John?
I have, and so have you. You want me to start, or you want
to? Well, I know you took a trip into Pensy.
Went to Pennsylvania twice, actually, but went to first was in about 3.5 weeks ago. We were out in Lancaster. You were out in Amish country, and I say Lancaster.
Churning your own butter.
Exactly. We churned our own butter. We milked our own milk. Had to do everything. Cooked our own bacon. No, I'm kidding. But in any event, I learned
your own milk.
I learned milked your own milk.
Can you milk me?
It hurt. No, thank you. Don't ask me that. Anyway, so we were out there. While we were out there, I learned that it's not Lancaster, it's Lancaster. It's Lancaster. And I learned that because one of the first places we went, they were like, it wasn't in Lancaster, it was in Strasbourg. And they said, where are you going next? We're BSing with the bartender or whatever. Where are you going next? Oh, we're going up to Lancaster. And they go, where are you from? And I'm like, and I actually just said, how do you know we're not from Lancaster? He says, because you said Lancaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the C is part of the Lan. It's not part of the Aster. Yeah. So it's Lancaster. Lancaster.
Okay.
So there you go. But anyway, we hit up a couple of breweries. New one opened up. Actually, one of the first ones we went to, Bespoke. Bespoke. It's in Strasbourg, actually. You ever been to Strasbourg? You ever got to Strasbourg?
I've been to Stroudsburg.
Stroudsburg's north, up by the Poconos.
Yes, but not Strasbourg.
Strasbourg's out by Lancaster. It's where the Strasbourg Railroad and the Railroad Museum's out there and everything else. It's right across the street from the Railroad Museum, and they got some good eats there. They got some good food, but they're doing really good beer, and they've only been around for I think a year, maybe a little less. Good beer. Had a couple flights, and then they had a smoked rye Schwartz beer.
Yes, I remember you telling us about that.
And it was, I'm like, okay, I'll get this. I'll get this in a flight and this in a flight. And Jess and I were splitting flights. And I said, but I need a full pour of that.
Yep.
And before I left, I had a second full pour of that. So.
And did you put it up on John Hall's page?
I did.
Of course
I did.
This week in Rausch beer.
Absolutely. So, but so that was good. I'm just giving you highlights because we went to a bunch. We went to Columbia Beer Works. It was their second year. So it's a tap room, basically.
Okay.
Went there later that night. It's in Lancaster. And it's really cool the setup they got. You basically walk into this courtyard off the side street. And in there's a restaurant. There's the second gear tap room and for the brewery. And then there's a distillery. They're not related, but all in there. It's all in a courtyard. And in that courtyard, it's all pavers. And they have, heaters and everything else. It was pretty cool, vibe out there.
Sounds quaint.
The beer, it was really nice. And then the beer was pretty good, too. And then the bartender in there, we got to talking with him, and he's actually in the process of opening up his own cocktail lounge. And
an Amaro lounge?
No, it's not an Amaro lounge. And it sounds great. I actually would love to get back out there for his opening. But Another highlight would be Our Town Brewing's probably the biggest highlight I can say that we went to. Really cool. We went. It's on the main drag there in Lancaster. The head brewer, the owner, I guess, head brewer used to work at Mad Dog, not Mad Dog, Mad
Elf. No, something else.
That's Mad Elf. I'll think of it. Another bigger brewery out there, well known or whatever. A lot of food and stuff like that. We went there too, but the beer was really spot on at Our Town. Great, really good food. Great atmosphere. Everything's set up in there. It's a smaller system. It's got a 5-barrel system. All the it's in what looks like to be like an old bank, so to speak. But it was a little bit more done up than just your typical bank walls and stuff like that. Like they put some treatments to it. But everything's right in that same room. It's pretty cool the way it's laid out. Bar was really cool. Bartenders were very knowledgeable about their beer. Love talking to them.
Oh God, it's nothing worse than going into a brewery or a self-proclaimed craft beer bar, and the bartenders don't know what they're pouring.
Don't know what they're pouring. Yeah, they're just there for the paycheck. That's it.
Yeah,
So, but the whatchamacallit? Let's see what we got here. Doug. Mad Chef. There you go.
Mad Chef.
Thank you very much, Doug. Mad Chef. Yes, it would have come to me eventually, but thank you very much. Appreciate it. Mad Chef. Yeah. So Our Town is owned by a former brewer from Mad Chef. He split apart and opened Our Town. Amazing beer. The beer's really cool. What's that?
He split apart?
He split apart?
You said he split apart.
He split apart from Mad Chef.
Okay,
he split apart.
It's a weird graphic.
He broke away from Mad Chef. Would you go with that?
Yeah.
Anyway, so he did that, and he started Our Town. But I had the two beers, the highlights of those beers. I had an amazing dark mild, which I could have sat there and drank all day. I literally just could have sat right in that stool and drank that dark mild all day long.
You could have sat in your stool and
sat in my stool and drank a dark mild. Exactly, but 3.8% dark mild. It was like
that's mild.
It was very mild, but it was really it was full though, but it wasn't full enough to be overpowering. It was just enough to kind of offset the low ABV, but it was really well brewed. I have to give kudos on that.
How was its nose feel?
Its nose feel felt very nosy. So is that good?
Well, I saw a nose feel over the weekend. So
this is true. And then the other one I had there, they did a Baltic Porter, which was amazing as well. So, and
I love
my Baltic Porters, exactly.
Yep.
And those are pretty much the highlights. Had a lot of other good beer. Nothing bad. Nowhere we went that I didn't mention poured any bad beer for any reason. But we wound up the trip at Trogs. So
you kind of got
it. We're out there, so we went up there.
Oh my God, they got some fantastic mustard there.
Oh yeah, really good.
With that pretzel.
No, the pretzel was amazing.
Yeah.
So, if I had that pretzel with the dark mild from Our Town, that would have been perfect.
You've been sitting in your stool
sitting in my stool
long.
even longer. Anyway, all right, and then go ahead. And what did you do recently?
Oh, recently, let's see what have we done recently. Went into not this past weekend, the weekend prior, I believe. Mm-hmm. We went into this. Carrie and I both work in the city. Mm-hmm. So if we both work in this, we don't work every single day in the city, but we're both in the city on Friday. We have a tendency of just staying in the city, grabbing something to eat, something to drink, some more to drink, and maybe some more to drink, and maybe even some more to drink. Mm-hmm. So we started off a couple Fridays ago at Circa. Yeah, we pronounce it Circa, but as you know, I'm trying to learn Italian. It's pronounced Circa.
Well, this was a few Fridays ago because a couple Fridays ago we started at Grimm.
We started at Grimm. So this is before the weekend, Friday before that. Mm-hmm. And every one of their beers, like the first sip of the beer is like, oh my God, this is really good. And then the aftertaste, the wash is just, I don't know, maybe it's the lines, maybe it's treating the water, but if it was the lines, it wouldn't be every single beer. So it might be something with the water. Food was okay. But then after that, we decided, she'd never been to Great Bar Harry. So we went down to Great Bar Harry. And Great Bar Harry, if you've never been there, that's, I don't know if it's technically Gowanus. It's actually, it's not Gowanus. It's something else. Forget the name. No, just north of Gowanus, but on the west side. I forget what it's called. Just
Just north of
below.
Gowanus is just north of Gowanus is Fort Greene, but
It begins with a C.
uh,
Carrollton Gardens.
Carroll Gardens.
Carroll Gardens. I think it's in Carroll Gardens. Great feel to this place. Usually a fantastic beer list, and they did not disappoint.
Nice
on this one. And then we walked over into Park Slope, went to Finback. So Finback, I think someone made the comment that it looks like someone hastily put up a laser tag arena because everything's still like MDF plywood.
Oh, jeez.
Press board. It's got a neat graphic behind the bar, but they've got it's still got a pretty damn good. It's still Finback. So the food's really good. And they're really close to the Strong Rope up there. On the same street, kind of across the street and down a little bit. We were going to go there. Unfortunately, they were having a private event that night.
Right.
So we head home. So that was fun. But now you also went to Philadelphia.
Yes, yeah. Last, not this past weekend, the weekend before, we went down to Philly.
One of my favorite places.
We started Human Robot,
Yes.
and it was a great time. And the beer's amazing. Everything that is coming out of there is fantastic. The Tamabe 13, I had two of them while I was there, and obviously
Check 10.
And Check 10, and
Check
had a
this.
Check 10. Had the Keller beer, had a milk tube,
So milk tubes. So people, we talked about milk tubes on the show once, and I think they do it with the Check 10. They've got the Check 10 on a side pour.
The Check 10 is it's the side pour. So.
And they do it on a side pour, and then they can turn it down so it comes out as nothing but foam. And it's $2 for a tall stange.
Oh yeah, it's big. It's a big thing. It's not a 4-ounce milk shot, foam shot kind of thing. It's a
it's like a 10-ounce stange, maybe a 12 even, but it's all foam.
It's all foam. It's all this teeny little bit of the beer at the bottom. So like once you get the foam down, it's just but it's still pillowy because it's on that side pull, right? It's just it's not like you're drinking gassy foam. It's all marshmallow going down. It's really, really good.
And if you take it down in one shot, you don't even have that little beer at the bottom. If you're James Harris and take about 5 times to put it down,
then you're drinking less sip as your beer is the beer. But, was that car outside or your stomach?
No, it was a car. Because everybody here has to have the loud mufflers on, so everyone pays attention to them because they're never mind.
Yeah, Jim has a good statement whenever somebody goes by with those loud mufflers and everything else.
Yeah,
he shouts at them. He goes, "Sorry about your penis."
Yeah, that's what I was. That's where I was going with it.
Right, exactly. So. But in any event,
that's great. And
so that's
Fishtown's got a bunch of breweries there now.
We did. Well, Human Robot opened another one in Jenkintown.
Because Jim wound up there first.
It was funny too because he texted and he says, "We're here. Where are you?" He says, "Sitting at a table right in the middle." He says, "We're standing in the middle. I don't see you." I'm like, "I'm sitting at the table." I go, "Are you invisible?" They were in Jenkintown. Yeah, so they go, "Give us 15 minutes. We'll be there." So they had to come right down 611 and get down there. But in Jenkintown too, Neshaminy actually opened up a tap room in Jenkintown as well. Joe let us know.
Did they?
They did. So you go to Jenkintown, you can hit Neshaminy and Human Robot. So.
And have some creek water.
And have a little creek water. There you go. But Human Robot's doing it right. They're really doing it right. I got I picked up a shirt. I will wear it on the show, but I'll wear it on the show. We'll do a hybrid Pittsburgh show because oddly enough, they're in Philly, but it's a pirate that the shirt was a Human Robot. It was something on the pirate. You'll see it. I'll wear it on the show at some point.
Ooh,
but so I'll have to wear a Pittsburgh Pirates cap when I wear that shirt. We'll drink some Pittsburgh beer too, obviously.
Talk about the sandwich window.
Oh, the sandwich window. Yeah, Poe's sandwich shop right inside. They have a kitchen right in Human Robot. Amazing chicken sandwiches. I mean, one better than the other. It's amazing. And I did find out I had chicken with hot capicola, fresh mozzarella, roasted peppers, arugula, balsamic glaze. It was amazing. The crusty bread. It was so good. But I did find out too, Dave, when you had gone to Human Robot, you had just left the Knicks down in Reading Market, and you had my favorite sandwich, which is your favorite sandwich. Of course,
Yep.
the Nix is the Italian pulled pork with the broccoli rabe and the sharp provolone.
Now, is it pronounced Dinix or Dinix?
It's the Nix.
Even those two N's.
No, it's one N.
There's two N's.
D-I, capital N-I-C. The Nix.
I thought it was DINNIQ.
One M. There you go. D-I, capital N-I-C apostrophe S. The Nix. But in any event, you had that there. They actually do the Italian roast pork
You said
sandwich
do.
They actually do. They actually make an Italian pulled roast pork sandwich, same as the Nix as well. There. So I was actually going to get it afterwards. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to eat the whole thing. I can't. If we had stayed there, if we had said, you know what, screw the rest of the day, we're staying right here, and stayed there another couple hours, I would have done it. But next time I go there, I'm going to split that with one of the chicken sandwiches with somebody else. That's
well, I've got to get back there. I'll spend more time there, eat there. It's going to be weird to be in Philadelphia, but I'm not going to go into Center City, because if I go into Center City, I'm getting that sandwich.
I know. Oh yeah, well I do the same thing. I do the same thing. If I'm going there, I'm going to Center City. I'm going to split a sandwich with somebody and just eat half because I'm going to the Nix. I'm going to
Reading Terminal Market. But now in Fishtown, when Carrie and I went, we hit a few other breweries there. Punch Buggy.
Yeah, did not go to Punch Buggy.
Punch Buggy was a lot of fun. They've got good beer.
Okay.
They've got some interesting beer. The bartenders were a lot of fun. The bartenders know a lot about their beer. And they were very interested in hearing about all the other beer that's out there. So it was a lot of fun talking to them. We went to Urban Village Brewing. Urban Village Brewing is putting out some decent liquid.
Mm-hmm. I've been to Urban Village. I didn't go. We didn't go there on this one, but I've been there before a couple times actually.
You go there on a Friday night, Saturday night. It's a straight up hipster hag.
I actually had Jack at Urban Village.
You brought Jack to Urban.
Brought Jack to Urban Village.
I'm sure he felt right at home.
Right at home. We had taken Jonathan down to a football clinic, but he was he's going to be 22 this year. When he was a sophomore in high school, so it was a while ago. But so we're down there while he was at his clinic. I took him over to Urban Village.
So look, the food looked really good, but we didn't have any food.
Yeah, well we ate. I took him over to eat. I had a couple beers. He did not.
Carrie had not finished her sandwich, so she's carrying it around everywhere. And so the next place we went is, I think, the next place you went after Human Robot, which was Source.
No, after.
That's right. You went to other half first.
We went to other half first. Yeah.
They weren't open when we were there.
Right.
They hadn't opened.
You were there, they opened a week after you were there.
Yeah, we went
following
weekend. We went to Source. She actually asked the waitress if they'd heat the sandwich up for her.
Nice.
We wanted, because we were there for a concert at the Fillmore, and they wouldn't let
was
her
Phil
in.
there? I mean,
No, just more of them, and they wouldn't let her in with the sandwich, so she had to very sadly throw it away.
Jeez. They wouldn't let her in Source with the sandwich.
No, they wouldn't let her into the concert.
In the Fillmore with the sandwich, I guess.
And I told her, I said, they're not going to let you in with the. She goes, well, I can try.
There you go. What did she have? Did she have the?
She had the same thing.
Oh, she did. Okay.
Yeah.
She just doesn't get it. Jess doesn't get that. When we go to Reading Market, I'll get the Italian roast pork. She gets the. She loves the meatball sub.
Yeah.
From Dinex. She
never tried it because I don't go often enough to not order that pork sandwich.
I've never gotten it myself because I always get the pork sandwich.
Yeah.
But I've had a couple bites of hers. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
I would never order it because I got to order the. Again, I don't go there enough to not get the pork every time. But
now the Source, John and I are both big fans of Source Brewing. Mm-hmm. Right.
I think there was a point on this show where probably 6 weeks in a row I drank nothing but Source beer on the show, and then every week after that for a while was at least one can of Source. I was just getting Source every week. So
and we've had one of the guys on the show. We did a live feed from the show from the brewery.
From the brewery. And both of them, both Greg and Jeremy were both on that live feed that we did.
Yep.
That was on Lager. That was National Lager Day. We did.
That was National Lager Day.
Mm-hmm.
So the Source in Philly is a whole different feel.
Completely different vibe. It's not even close to it's Source Farm Brewery in Colts Neck, New Jersey. It's Source Urban Brewery in Philly.
And it is urban. It's a historic building.
And they have different hats for it. There's a Source Farm Brewing hat and a Source Urban Brewery hat.
Do you own both? He asks knowingly.
I do, yes. It's actually Jess's hat from the Urban one, but
right. We'll see. So
But
so source, and I think I like the farmhouse better, maybe because you can get really damn good pie next
no,
door.
you know what?
They're two different animals.
It's two different animals. It's apples and oranges. You can't compare them to each other,
It's
even though
what
it's the same damn place.
But you can have your preference. And
Yeah,
my preference.
I prefer the one right over here. I prefer the farm brewery too.
The one that's 8 minutes away.
The one that's 8 minutes as opposed to an hour away. Yeah, exactly. So, but it it's just it's amazing. So it's like I can be from where I am. I can be a human robot in under an hour.
I can't do that.
I know.
Wish I could.
Matt has yet to get to human robot too. So we gotta organize.
Oh yeah, we gotta drag his ass out there so he can taste what
right.
Czech lagers brewed in the USA can be.
Oh no, he
has because he's been Denver.
He's been the cohesion.
He's been the cohesion.
So,
yeah. But that Philadelphia can do.
He can take us out there and tell us what they're supposed to be.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, he can absolutely take us out there kicking and screaming if he twists our arm enough.
Twist my arm. Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, twist my arm.
Right. But in any event, all right. Yeah. So those were a couple of really good trips, and we wanted to talk about them. We used to do this. We used to do this on the show, folks. If for some, if any of you out there have been longtime listeners to this show or viewers of this show on
both
Facebook and YouTube, both of you guys. But anyway, in the beginning, this is what we did. We talked about a little beer news. We talked about a few things, but this is what we did. We talked about some trips, and I got to put this up. Matt just commented, and he goes, "Twist my arm."
Yep.
He goes, yes, we will twist your arm, and he said. Had the Tamabe 13 from Human Robot. Delicious. Yes, you did. You had the Tamabe 13 from Human Robot. Yes, and it is. It's crazy good. And it's even better on draft from the side pull at the brewery. So you got to get your ass there.
We'll go with you.
Yeah,
but John's right. This is what we used to do. Mm-hmm. And we wound up just boring the hell out of ourselves. So we decided we need guests.
We did. So,
but we figure every now and then we need you need a palate cleanser every now and then.
And it's over a year and a half. It's approaching 2 years of guests. But every now and then, it's like Dave just said, palate cleanser. We get some of our.
It's really just because we couldn't get a guest, and
that's what
we didn't want to bug Tom and Tony again.
No. We had a couple people, but we didn't want to. This was the week to do this with St. Patrick's Day because we're going to talk about St. Patrick's Day a little bit right now, and then we'll.
Well, and also, I'm not. Next week we're doing the show on a Friday because I'm busy.
We're gonna figure out next week's show is not going to be on Tuesday. So regardless,
we'll figure something out.
Unless we'll let you know. Just pay attention. Yep. We'll post when next week. If for some reason next week's show's on Tuesday, Dave will not be on the show.
This is true. And if I am on the show next week, it'll be on Friday.
So it'll either be Thursday, it'll be a Tuesday without Dave, or Friday with Dave. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So.
And there will be another Tuesday coming up. Without Dave.
April 12th is confirmed. Dave will not be on the show.
I will not be on the show. I will be in the air. And I also, I don't know, if it times out right, will I be in Munich? No.
No, it's going to be
I'll be in the airport.
You'll be in the airport. It's going to be the next morning. So we're actually probably do something extra while he's at, because he has, what do you have, a 3-hour layover, 4-hour layover?
No, I've got a 5-hour layover in Munich.
So he's actually going to leave the airport and this is just for us, folks. Mm-hmm. He's not doing this for himself because he'd rather sit in the airport for 5 hours.
Yes, because I hear it's a fantastic terminal.
Right. So he's just for us. He's going to leave the airport in Munich, and he's going to go over to Schneider. And he's going to have an Aventinus at Schneider from the source.
I may actually, and I'm actually going to, I think I'm going to order, I think they do a pork knuckle in Aventinus.
Nice. I think you should get that.
For you guys, I will bite the bullet.
And I will be having an Aventinus out of the bottle here and giving him the finger throughout the entire quick show. Right, so.
Yeah, we'll have a little.
So it'll be like a quick 15-20 minute thing. So I don't want to take too much time away from his enjoying of Schneider. But we got to get that out too. We'll do that. It'll just be from his phone.
I may have a boot of Schneider Weiss.
Exactly.
While I'm there, because I'm an obnoxious American tourist, and the rest of the Germans would be like, "This must be an American." Exactly. I'm drinking from a boot.
There you go. Das Boot.
Das Boot. No, I don't know they'll do a boot because I've still got a flight, and I don't want to be up in the toilet the whole damn time in the flight.
Exactly. But it's not that big of a flight. I mean, go from Munich to where in Italy?
Venice, so it's
Venice.
Air Dolomiti. I think it's
Yeah, but it's Venice is the north end of Italy, so it's like you're not. It's not that big of a flight, long of a flight. So.
I think it's an hour and a half flight.
Yeah, it's just quick. It's like going to Myrtle Beach. You're going to. So.
No, Myrtle Beach is 2 hours.
That's true. Yeah,
It's
like
it's
you're
going
flying
to Boston.
It's like you're flying to Boston, right? Exactly.
Boston.
So, maybe a little further than that. Portland,
Yeah,
Portland, Maine. Yeah.
No, Boston's an hour.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. All right. Anyway, all right. So St. Patrick's Day.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's a date in March. It's coming up, I think, on Thursday.
Coming up on
17th,
Thursday.
I believe.
17th. What's interesting about St. Patrick's Day, what a lot of Americans don't know, because Americans, the way we celebrate it is by boiling a whole bunch of stuff that should not be boiled, and pretending we like it.
I do enjoy it, by the way.
And pretending we like it.
But only, other than, I'll eat corned beef sandwiches and Reubens and that throughout the year.
Yeah.
But as far as a corned beef platter
and corned beef hash,
of course, absolutely.
Dial me in.
As far as corned beef on a plate with boiled potatoes, boiled cabbage, boiled carrots, and everything else, I enjoy it, but I eat it once a year. I don't. It's not like I go out to a restaurant in September and say, "I'll have the boiled cabbage and corned beef."
There's so many better things to do to a brisket that are legal.
Mm-hmm. That are legal, right?
Sure, there's some illegal ones too.
Probably a couple of legal ones. Yeah, so.
Legal ones.
But there's some good beer to drink too. I know a lot of you out there say it's Guinness, it's this. You know what?
What's Guinness is great.
Guinness is a good beer. Are there
Guinness.
better beers than Guinness? Of course.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with a Guinness.
No.
So, and I will probably have 2 or 12 on Thursday. 2 or 3 on Thursday.
2 or 12.
2 or 12.
And Thursday,
I
will be mostly. I'm going to spend 6-7 hours in the air flying.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of hours down in Florida, the rest of it in in airports.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just flying down to pick my daughter up in outside of Fort Lauderdale.
Mm-hmm.
I'll spend some time with my son down there. My celebration for St. Patrick's Day with Carrie will be the night before.
Right.
My St. Patrick's Day celebration on St. Patrick's Day will be at the Brass Tap in Fort Lauderdale.
There you go.
The kids will be there.
Yeah. And Matt just wanted to put up. He says Guinness is his favorite sour beer.
Oh, that's cute. Cute.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Don't fuck with the Guinness.
So, anyway, but in any event, so that's what you're doing.
But where I was going with this is in the U.S. to us, it's just boil a whole bunch of stuff, shove that in your face, and then just down a whole lot of alcohol, drink some Jamesons, drink a whole lot of Guinness, get yourself pissed, as they would call it over there,
right.
And just make a complete utter mess of yourself.
Sure.
From what I understand, that's not how they celebrated in Ireland.
That's not how they celebrate it. No, not so much.
No.
I will say this. I'm not a big fan of Irish whiskey. I'm really not. I
like it.
I don't hate it by any means, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I tend to only drink it, around St. Patty's Day.
There's a reason it's sitting here.
I understand. And I'm aware of that. But everybody else will be in a couple of minutes. But in any event,
a couple of minutes. I may do it now.
Might do it right now. But you might as well because we're talking about St. Patrick's Day. Right?
You
put it together while I'm waxing poetic here.
Poetic.
Well, whatever it is. But in any event,
are you fat? Are you fat for the rhyme?
Why not? So, in any event, while you make noise and make your concoction over there, I will say, I'll have a Jameson here and there. Jameson and I, have a love-hate relationship. So, but in any event, I actually prefer. I got to be honest with you, and no, it's not putting Jameson down by any means. If I am having Irish whiskey or whatever, I actually prefer Tullamore Dew to Jameson. It's a little bit. I don't hate Jameson by any means. It's not like I love it over Jameson, but I would prefer it. If somebody says which one do you want, I'm having the Tully. So.
Tell you one thing, Jameson's for me also has a bit of a nostalgia involved in it.
Nostalgia, yeah.
So Port Henry's. Every time I go to Port Henry's.
Every time you went to Port Henry's.
Yep.
Another bar that
is gone.
Unfortunately gone.
Jesse would never let me out of there without doing a shot of
Jameson. Yeah, no, I got you. I'm right there with you. Same thing.
So I'm doing, but also we would do something in that bar quite often.
drink beer?
We'd have bottle shares. But there was one guy there, Brian, who loved Irish car bombs. Mm-hmm. So there's a reason this is here. There's a reason this is here. And I'm actually not doing it with Guinness. You usually do this with Guinness. I am doing this with Ghost Hawk's
Raven Dark.
There
you go.
And I had taught
more on Raven Dark for you after the show. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I'll hold that one afterwards.
But I had at one point taught Carrie how to do these. She fell in love with these, and we wound up doing way too many of these.
Too many of them.
So, and she just walked in just in time to watch me do one.
Oh no, you're doing a car bomb?
Yes, I'm doing a car bomb. You
okay.
It's really funny. It almost sounded like you had that on the cue, like recorded on your phone, and you just
no. She actually timed this so damn well. But
that's
okay,
good.
So we've already got poured. Here's the shot in there. So we're gonna. I hope Jason's not watching because he would destroys me on these things.
I'm sure, yeah, absolutely.
He would absolutely shame me.
Go ahead, go for it. Do your car bomb.
You're gonna count me off.
I'm gonna count you off. 3, 2, 1, go. Well done, sir. Well done, sir.
Guinness gets faster, though.
Tell Kerry I said have fun with him later.
Have your way with me.
I didn't mean that. Anyway, but I was just going to say
that's going to turn into a microphone rocking belch.
I'm sure it is. I'm waiting for it. But and I'm actually going to sample that, and it's actually going to go in a couple of things. There it is.
No.
That was a car outside. That was a car outside.
I was going to say that was the other end.
6-1. But anyway, Thursday I'm probably going to be at down in Manasquan at the Irish Rail, enjoying a couple of Guinnesses and maybe a car bomb. I'm not sure. We'll see. There it is. That's going to be sampled.
That's a good one.
But
that's
that'll
a
be
juicy
good.
one.
And I do want to say, but I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. Harry Lugnuts from the sports podcast, from the Get On With It sports podcast. That's his nom de plume, right? On the show, Harry Lugnuts. His name is actually Bernie Costello. Okay, Bernie, and his middle name is Patrick, and there's a reason for that. His birthday is Thursday. His birthday is St. Patrick's Day. So his middle name is Patrick because he was born on St. Patrick's Day. So this Thursday is his birthday. So happy birthday, Harry Lugnuts.
Okay, for Harry, you got to drinking J-Mo the way J-Mo's meant to be drank, actually.
There you go.
Out of the bottle cap and all over your shirt.
There you go. So happy birthday. Cheers. There you go. Yeah. Okay. So in any event, so let's talk a minute here about our top 3 list.
Top 3 list.
We have a top 3 list tonight. And,
oh shit! Oh crap! Yeah, we do.
Oh shit! Oh crap! Yes, we do have a top 3 list. So there we go.
What the hell was it again?
Our top 3 list tonight is going to be the top 3 favorite beers we've had in the last month. So. And you, by all means,
I need to off gas a little bit here.
I just have to. So please have at it.
Oh, you want me to start?
Please start. Yes, please kick us off.
Kick you where?
Off.
Oh. I got to read my notes. I did take notes.
Would you like me to start?
No. I'm good.
Okay.
So I mentioned earlier, we went to Great Bar Harry. And John will know because I post this up to the dipshit group. I'm a dipshit gang group that we're in. And so the first one is my favorite. I was going to put it in categories, but this may have been the favorite thing I put in my face in the last month, beer wise. Mm-hmm. And that be Avery's Samael's Oak Aged Ale from 2009. Mm-hmm. Which was on tap at Great Bar Harry.
Very nice.
Yeah. That thing was luscious. It was leathery. It was chocolatey, dark chocolate. It was boozy. It made it hard to walk to Finback without tripping over the cracks in the sidewalk. because that's like a 16%er.
Yeah, yes, it's a 16%er actually.
Yeah, so that's a big one. So, and it's just a fantastic beer. It's an oak aged old ale.
Yep.
Oh God, that was so good. So
yeah, it's amazing.
I'm actually starting at the top right there.
That's number one.
That's number one. The others are kind of split between New York and New Jersey. So when we were at Grimm, there's 2 beers at Grimm that really, really stood out while we were there. Super Spruce.
Yes.
Super Spruce is a spruced goza.
You don't quite see that.
No.
Yeah, you generally only see like a spruce IPA or a spruce. Yeah.
But this is a goza with spruce in it. It was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. Hats off to them for coming up with the idea in the first place and then executing it as well as they executed it.
Right.
It was absolutely amazing. But also while we're there, we had, remember One Mint?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so One Mint, everybody had some of One Mint and realized...
was it Onament or Onament?
Yes,
or...
it's actually, but I had to ask the bartender, it's actually pronounced One Mint. It's
One Mint.
It's ONEMENT.
One Mint. One Mint, yeah.
And it was just chocolatey and boozy and vanilla and roasty, a lot of roast to it. And we all had it.
Yep.
Some had more than others and walked a little funnier than others because that was also another big beer.
Exactly.
Oof, that was a big beer. Now, then I was going to move on to Jersey with some of the others because this last month I really, other than getting into New York, didn't really get out of, it was just New York and New Jersey. Didn't get out of the state much this month at all.
Yep.
Right. My trip to Fishtown was actually last month. Right. Otherwise, some of the favorite things I put in my face would have been human, robot, maybe human robot. Because, oh my God, the beer's so damn good. But did get down to Sunken Silo finally. Sunken Silo is doing some fantastic work.
Sunken Funkin' Silo.
Sunken Funkin' Silo. They are doing amazing stuff. And as much as I love the Schwartz beer there, their Baltic Porter, I think, really, really stood out. Smoldering Heart.
Yep, it's a good
beer. I took one sip of that and like this is fantastic. But also, and I keep bringing it up that going to Italy. So I've been anytime I see
rubbing it in everybody's face. By the way, that's what he's doing.
Yeah. But it's so I've been drinking as many Italian pills as I can find. Right, and
speaking Italian while he's drinking them, just so we can feel at home.
Yeah, and if you're friends with me on Untapped, I check them in Italian.
Right.
So there's 3 that really stand out. And one is actually not a Jersey beer.
By the way, he's at 4 beers already. This is a top 3 list, but he's continuing. So there.
I'm gonna make it to 7. So Schilling out of New Hampshire.
Yep.
Did one called Aosta. And like everything Schilling puts out.
Schilling's a good brewery.
So damn good.
They're a good brewery. They're a good place.
We brought up Source earlier. Venetian Pills just had one this weekend, just before I got the pie.
That's a good beer too.
Yep. But my favorite, and Carton now has a side pour.
Yes, they do. And
they're pouring Frusta off the side pour. You know what Frusta is Italian for?
Go ahead.
Whip.
Yep.
Gotta love it. And Frusta off that side pour was very special. That's probably my favorite Venetian Italian pills that have happened. All 3 were fantastic.
There you go. I will give 2 honorable mentions because one Dave just mentioned and one I mentioned last week. Okay. Otherwise, they both would have been on my top 3 list. So I'll give them as honorable mentions. And they are the Tamave 13 from Human Robot. That was my number 1 last week in lagers.
It's such a good beer.
It's such a good beer. It's crazy. And then the other one is the One Mint. That was crazy.
It's just crazy good.
It's just
It's grim.
Yeah, exactly. So beyond those, my 3 would be the smoked rye lager that I had at a Bespoke.
I kind of had a feeling that was going to make a showing.
Also the dark mild that I had out at
Harrisburg.
Our town
Town.
in Lancaster. And then the third one would actually be the Schwarzbier, not actually a Schwarzbier, a black lager that I actually had. Excuse me, a Suarez black lager that I had last Friday night. That would make
Who got that for you?
This guy,
Some dude you know?
some guy I know,
Someone who just made a comment?
somebody who just made a comment. Yes, that would be this guy. Glad he bought a bottle of 1 Mint. Yes, he did buy a bottle of 1 Mint, and he brought back that black lager as well. So that was pretty damn good.
Looking for another beer in here.
I want to throw a couple of comments really quick from Doug Smith. He actually
We're not ignoring you, Doug. It's just to quote Gene Lynch, 2LDR. TLDR, right?
Too long
didn't
didn't read.
read.
Oh no, I read them. But
I'm just teasing you, Doug.
I know. I just want to get them up there. He said in Birmingham, Alabama, last week, had interesting coconut IPA at Trim Tab Brewing, a Knob Creek barrel-aged Imperial Stout at Ghost Train Brewing, also in Birmingham. Had a salted caramel brown ale. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Lazy Magnolia makes great
At Lazy
stuff.
Magnolia, they really do. Kiln, Mississippi. Don't ask what I had in New Orleans. Can't remember. Gotta love it.
Then you did New Orleans right, Doug.
There you go. Some good beer in the South. They've caught up. It's about time. There you go.
So hopefully you went to NOLA.
Absolutely. Well, no, he was. Yeah. Well, he says don't tell me what I had.
NOLA Brewing.
Oh, NOLA Brewing. Okay. Yes. There you go. So there you go.
For some reason, I'm opening another goddamn beer.
I don't know why, because I was about to close the show out, but you can drink your beer, Mike.
No, why are we closing the show out?
We've hit an hour, and I'm hungry. So. But what's your fourth beer technically that you're pouring there?
Finkel.
Oh, Finkel and Garf. Your oatmeal milk stout, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very
This
nice.
is such a great beer.
Yeah, it is good. It's a very good beer. So
if you put that down.
So
some of the other. So what? No, there was another place I was going to say that we've been. Because we were talking about places we've been, and now I can't fucking remember the hell we've been. Oh no, I was talking this past weekend.
Right.
This past weekend, Brick City did their Silk City variant.
Silk City, yeah, sure. Right.
And they had a Fat Elvis variant.
Right.
Peanut butter and banana. They had that on cask.
Right.
That was insane. The peanut butter one's really good. The maple one. The maple didn't show up as well as it should have. Okay. Still very good. The barrel aged one also excellent. My favorite part about being there is they had opened early for industry. Mm-hmm. When I got there, hours later, most of them were still there.
Beautiful. Nice.
And so I got to see a bunch of people that I haven't seen in forever.
Nice.
And I think because of the pictures from there and everything that was going on, I think Brian declared the pandemic over. The place was packed.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, no one cared. It was great. We met Jim Harris there. Jim Harris was double fisting variants of Silk City. Mm-hmm. So by the time he got to Pie Day, so over the weekend, Pie Weekend at Bolero Snort, he was already a little snorted.
There you go. I'll throw this up from Doug really quick. He said, been to NOLA Brewing, Dave. Great place. New place called Cajun Fire is very good, too, he said. So.
Oh, I hope they've got food.
Here you go. So.
Yeah, food. So that was a really, really good weekend. Seeing everybody hanging out.
Nice.
Got to see Brian.
There you go.
Got to see Nosefield.
Got to see Nosefield. Got to see Jim.
Jim came, and Mr. Granite showed up.
And there you go. Yes, Mr. Granite was there as well. Yeah.
With some of his neighbors. Oh my God.
A friend of his too. Yeah. Jim actually obviously met us, and was on the tour with us down in Philly 2 weeks ago. Yep. And I didn't mention obviously after we went to other half, we went to Source, and then we finished up the day at Broken Goblet too, back up in Ben Salem. So
not too far from Neshaminy Creek.
Not about a mile away from Neshaminy Creek. Unfortunately, Neshaminy on a Saturday closes at 7:00. Joe. Okay.
That is weak.
7:00.
That is weak. Night. I'm going to say it. That's weak ass shit.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
So.
But what's not going to be weak, so John knows this. He's been invited. He's not RSVP'd to it yet.
Oh, come on.
You better be going.
Right.
In May, in May, we are planning a 5. This is actually kind of, I think it was Carrie's idea, because we had over the weekend, in one weekend, drank in 3 different boroughs.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, if we do 2 more boroughs, we'd have all 5 of them. I said, I'm thinking, what if someone could do that in one day?
Right.
So was it May 21st, I think?
21st,
Yeah, May 21st. And for lack of a better name, it's called the 5 Borough Brewery Bounce.
5 Borough Brewery Bounce, yeah.
Because I like alliteration.
Of course you do.
Myself and Carrie are going. Jim and Brian are going. Those are the people that have confirmed.
Yeah. There'll be a bunch of people, and we'll probably do a couple of live things. Quick one-offs from maybe some Instagram lives or something. We'll come up with a couple of ideas that we'll do that day.
We may do something live from one brewery in each borough.
Right.
Just
That's
to
my
make sure.
point. Exactly.
Oh, and so Jason, who commented, he's gonna try to get furloughed from his married life for a day.
And it's gonna be a good day.
And Coop may make it up for that.
Very nice. So let me put up this comment here from Mr. Potensky. His best 3. He had the Vienna Lager from Drownlands. Sometimes you don't Imperial Stout, dark chocolate and coconut, and a deeper understanding of Forager Brewing. By Forager Brewing.
Not a Forager Brewing. I've got a deeper understanding than that. I went there. I talked to the brewer, the owner. I've got a much deeper understanding of it.
Much deeper understanding by Forager Brewing. It's a vanilla barrel-aged stout. Very good. And he also said, I will toast you guys from Iceland on the 21st. Yes. Matt will still be in Iceland on the 21st.
Well, we invited him. So if anybody wants to be invited to this, let us know, and we'll add you to the invite as a closed group.
Absolutely. So,
but if you want to IM us, email us, whatever.
Yeah, message us on Facebook, right here on Facebook. Yep. If you're listening to this on the audio podcast, just go to the Facebook page at the Lager Room, and message us, and we'll put you in, and we'll let you know where we're going. You can join up with us, and also it'll be a good day. It'll be a good day.
And also, even if you're not on the invite because you didn't IM us or don't know how to use IM because you're 87 years old or just 55, like I'm going to be. We'll, as we get closer, we'll let you know what the itinerary is going to be.
Yeah, you can just show up.
And you can just show up.
We're
going to start off in Staten Island. At Flagship, that much we know.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as we get closer. So
we'll talk more about it.
There you go. All right. Sounds good to me. Shall I read?
Are you going to do the litany?
I'm going to do the litany.
Is it a litany, or is it actually technically it might be a soliloquy?
I think it's more of a diatribe, actually.
No, it's not a diatribe. We did the diatribe earlier.
That's true.
And a diatribe has, I think it might be a soliloquy.
All right, maybe it's a soliloquy.
A litany has that.
Well, no, because you usually comment in, so it's not a soliloquy. So
this is true. So maybe it is a litany.
We'll go with a litany. We'll go.
It's a litany with a heckler.
A litany with a heckler. There you go. All right. So on that note, we will wrap the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thanks for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lagerroom.com. That's LAGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with a video podcast on both Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday night around 6:30 Eastern Time.
Ish.
Thank you.
You let me do it this time.
I let you do it. You would have missed your mark. There you go. So, for those of you,
I'm reading a text from Matt because you didn't put up one of his comments.
I thought I put them all up.
No. You've got right after the sour beer thing. You missed one.
I missed one right after the sour beer. Oh, here we go. I'll put it up. I'll break and put it up. There we go.
I'm gonna break.
Dave, have you read The Search for God and Guinness by Stefan Mansfield?
Havave. That sounds like a Czech word.
Havave. No.
I have not read that. I'm going to have to download that onto my. I'm going to download that onto my reader so I can read it on the plane and on my way to Italy.
There you go. keep busting chops. There you go. Sorry about that, Matt. I did miss that. Sorry about that. Anyway. All right. Anyway. For those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcasts,
you didn't even miss a beat, did you?
And iHeartRadio as well. I did. As soon as you interrupted me, I missed a beat. So, And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Drink a lot of beer.
Have a great St. Patty's Day.
I was getting there. Have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. Drink a lot of beer, but drink responsibly.
And try not to throw up in anybody's shoes.
Try to avoid that.
And
just a word of advice from experience. All right, if you do have to hurl, how's that?
Vomit.
Well, I was using a Wayne's World.
Regurgitate.
If something's coming up, all right, go outside and around the corner.
Yeah, and
this way you don't dirty the bathroom that somebody has to clean up, and you can actually hide it. No one will know. You walk back in, you're good to go.
And also, if you do, please remove your "Kiss Me I'm Irish" button.
No, you don't want to kiss anybody. Nobody wants to kiss you after that. So
no, you're done. You're cut off.
Exactly. So anyway, enjoy yourselves on Thursday. Have a great weekend as well. Drink a lot of beer again, but drink responsibly. And we will talk to you soon, folks. Take care. Cheers.
Cheers.